Welcome to Life Between
on the MC Basement Network
with your host, Corey Martin and Matt Mana.
Buddy, it's a podcast.
Yeah, it definitely smells like a podcast.
It smells like a podcast in here. It smells like a Life Between podcast.
Yeah.
And my name's Corey.
And I'm Matt. And we're really glad that you're in here today with us. Welcome to the basement.
The MC Basement Network. Matt, how was your day today?
It was pretty good, actually. I mean, I've had a pretty good past couple of days, actually. How about you, Corey? That's always a good way to start that question, the answer to that question.
My day today, now I work third shift, and typically my day gets done at about 6:30 in the morning. Today, I got home at about 4 because our work, which right now I'm not going to mention, decided for lunch to feed us fish and chips, okay? Now, these chips were potato wedges, but I like to call them grease cakes. Now, the fish, here's how you know that you probably shouldn't eat what's given to you, right?
I think this
When
is
you
good advice
have-
for anything being given to you, but let's talk about how you shouldn't eat what just is given to you.
When you have somebody that you work with that their culture is very much based around eating fish, and they choose not to have said fish from work because they say, that don't look like a fish.
That
And
that
you
is
still
a big
eat
warning
fish?
sign. That's a big warning sign.
My day consisted of my butthole hurting, hence the reason that I came home early. So my day kind of was shitty.
I really like the openness that you're willing to have with our viewers on our first episode.
Everybody poops.
Yeah, that is true. That
Everybody
that was my favorite book to always show my boys.
And sometimes you poop fish. Sometimes you poop bad fish. So moral of the story, if you're working third shift, don't eat fish.
Don't eat fish.
Don't eat fish.
I think that's a good life lesson for all of our viewers. If it's real late at night, don't eat the fish. Don't eat the fish. It's not fresh.
It's not fresh at all, no.
It's not fresh. Okay, so that was a really fun little conversation about why you shouldn't eat fish. So today's show, I mean, we're just kind of spitballing, but we're working around the idea of this whole Area 51 thing. I mean, you know, what is it? What's it mean? What the hell are we looking for? What do we expect? And who's really brave or dumb or courageous or however you want to look at it? Who's all those things enough to actually try to step foot there? So,
So if you've been living under a rock and you don't get on Facebook much, I think it was about the beginning of August, a little group popped up on Facebook called Storm Area 51. And basically, it was this kid named Matty Roberts decided to start a group to see if he could actually get people to go with him to storm the Area 51 base. I think it was within about 2 days, this group had, I think it said like 10,000 people saying that it was going to go.
Chuck Norris is going. I saw that.
Chuck Norris. Today is 26th of August, 27th, 28th, right around there.
It's right in between.
now this
it's in
group-
between those 2 days.
It's in between, no pun intended. Now it's up to 2 million people are saying that they are going to go, plus 1.5 million people saying that they are interested. That's 3.5 million for you people that can't count, saying that they are definitely intrigued or going to this little party that they're going to have out in the desert. So it's supposed to occur on September 20th.
What's the group called now again?
They
changed
what
the name.
did they change the Alien Stock?
Alien Stocks.
Alien Stock. Basically, when this group grew to so many people, Mr. Matty Roberts, which, Matty, if you're listening, you pussed out, dude. You pussed out.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tend to not agree with Corey on most things because that's what our friendship is. I mean, it's just two totally different opinions, and the magic is when we come together. But I gotta agree, Matty. I understand the fear. I get it.
I hope your name's Matty, but I looked it up online. It was spelled Matty.
Yeah, that's.
I don't
definitely-
see any other way of pronouncing that
Yeah, it
besides
is Matty.
Matty. But that does kind of come across a little feminine, Matty. But then again, my name's Corey.
Yeah,
but
that is true. You have
anywho,
a very girly name. But no, what I was saying
now that
is
we're done
that
bashing Matty Roberts,
I understand the fear, though, Maddie. I get it. We all get afraid. I mean, I'm afraid of sharks, and that keeps me out of the ocean sometimes. I get it.
I'm afraid of fish.
Totally. I get it.
Anyway,
that's what you call a callback.
Maddie
Just for this.
decided when this group got to about 3.5 million people showing interest,
He got scared.
he got a little worried, thinking that the government was going to come for him. So he decided to.
But let's
change
be honest,
the name.
our government does come for people. I mean, as much as we like to say, yeah, this is the land of the free, it's really the land of the free until the government decides it's time for you to commit suicide, and you shut up real quick.
and you gone. He changed the name of the group to Alien Stock. He wanted it to come more across as
That makes me feel like a really
festival.
gross soup stock, like beef. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, alien stock, and it's like a gray little bouillon cube of like alien funk. You're not gonna like it. It's not gonna
For me, only because I'm a gun lover. As soon as I seen Alien Stock, I just started thinking of guns.
So that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that interpretation of it. It's an alien gun. What's an alien gun look like?
Pew 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 pew. So yeah, he changed the name to Alien Stock.
My alien gun goes. I don't know why, but that's what it sounded like. It doesn't sound like a gun. There's no pew. It's just like a. And then instead of being dead, you're like totally loved. Love gun.
So Matt just made a facial expression that made him look like Walter Bremen.
I don't know who that is.
You'll be able to. I have diabetes. I'm pretty sure it was that guy.
Who the hell did I hit?
He's like every morning at 11:21.
Yeah, that's
he's
my
the commercial during Prices Right.
That's my favorite Family Guy skit. Is I have diabetes. Sometimes I get angry.
Sounds like Eeyore.
I struck my wife one time,
That's Sean Connery.
and then I found out
Sean Connery doesn't have diabetes.
I wasn't at my house.
He never beat
Who the
his
hell
wife.
did I hit? No, I know Sean Connery, and he would never hit his wife ever.
I know him personally. But
Yeah.
anyways,
He just woos them with chest hair and hard ushers.
so yeah, it's supposed to be an Alien Stock now. It's turned into a festival. He is going to try to get a bunch of EDM bands out there, if they would technically be called a band. It's not really my bag to listen to that kind of music. So really all this has kind of turned into, at least in my opinion, is a little party for you to go eat your Molly and your ex.
Isn't that what they
and then
already
hope
do?
that you see a bunch of little people crawling around.
Like what's weird is I'm pretty sure, and it's maybe not Area 51, but I'm pretty sure like every year in Roswell, New Mexico, where it all started with the crash and then Area 51 became a story. I'm pretty sure every year there is like a meet and greet / festival of alien people. So I mean, to me, it just feels like you took something that could have been amazing, that could have meant something, that could have had a
Still
larger
can.
thing. It still can, but I think now what it is, it's just been cheapened by the idea is, let's just all get together, agree we think there's something there, take some drugs, dance, and maybe if we see a guy in a camo shirt, we'll all flip him off. But God forbid we actually come here to do what we did. And to me, I think there's like a larger idea of human beings have this like natural drive to want to believe that there is something being hidden from them. There is something they don't know. And I think that goes for like everything. I mean, whether it's religion, whether it's your purpose in life, whatever it is. And I think one of the fun ways that we like to represent this fear of the unknown or this desire to know the unknown is through this fun little thing that we call aliens in Area 51. Because to me, aliens don't necessarily represent a being from another planet. Sure, that's what they could be, that's what they are, that's what they aren't. It doesn't matter. I think the idea of finding a truth that is there, you talk to any of these people who believe in aliens, it's not, I think aliens could be real. It's not, I hope aliens are real. It's, oh, I know aliens are real. They're definitely real. They've got to be real. I believe it. So my idea is it really the aliens that you believe in, or is it the idea that there might be something out there that you don't know, and you know it?
So here's from Time Magazine, time.com. The festival is meant to bring together people who are interested in the mystique surrounding Area 51 without encouraging them to attempt an illegal raid on a top-secret military installation.
Can we just note
they
that
are
Mystique
going-
is the sexiest X-Men?
They are going to...
Just wanted to say that.
They're going to be meeting up in a town right outside of Roswell, right? So they're not even really kind of meeting
Do you know
up
the name of the
by-
town? Is it
I'm
on there?
trying to find it. Rachel, Nevada.
All right, so if
Closest town to
anybody
Area
wants to
51.
go to this festival, me and Corey in no way are saying you shouldn't go. Have fun, take your drugs, talk about aliens, do all the stuff that you want. It's what's the name of the town again? Rachel,
Nevada. But I'll tell you
Rachel,
now, these
Nevada.
people do not want you there. This is a city with a population of 98.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
it.
want all of you people there.
These
So what I would
people,
say is,
they don't want any of them.
all right, so this is what I would say. I encourage all 3.5 million people to go to this town and have a fun time. But pick up your trash and stuff. Don't be a jerk to the 98 people who've got to live there when you're done having fun.
How about the most important part that people, you need to remember that you're getting ready to go out into the middle of fucking nowhere, into the middle of desert.
Bring
you
water.
are not going to be surrounded by anything. It even says here,
bring
if
water.
you plan on attending the event, you must be experienced in camping, hiking, and surviving in a harsh desert environment and have a vehicle in good shape. You must also be prepared to be completely on your own for food, water, gas, etc. We expect cell service and the internet in Rachel to be offline. Credit card processing will not work, so bring enough cash.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to me, that whole thing, it screams, this is something you should be afraid of. And again, going back to the idea that we live in a world where we know there's stuff we haven't been told or we don't know yet. The idea of going after that is absolutely terrifying. And it's going to always look like it's stacked up against you.
Time states the locals are not on board. Nobody asked us, and we don't appreciate anyone threatening to take over our town.
That's a solid
Jorge
concern.
Arnu, who first bought property in Rachel in 2003 and runs the town website, told Time, "I'll do anything in my power to prevent this."
Wow. I mean, that's a statement, man. I will do anything in my power to prevent this.
How much do you think it costs to go, Matt?
$2,000.
It's free.
Really?
Yep, all you got to do is figure out where you're going to sleep. All the
So it's-
hotels. and the
okay,
notes-
so
Rachel
let's-
has one hotel. It's booked.
So let's be honest. It is free to attend the event, but to actually be there and to be able to not die in a
To
desert.
put your life on the line, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money.
Yeah. And I mean, like, look, that's not a bad thing. Like, people think that spending money is a bad thing. We live in a world where we put value on money. We all know it. You got bills to pay. You got food to buy. I got 3 hungry mouths at home and a beautiful wife who I want to give her the things that she wants. I want to, and it's not more than what she needs. I want to give her that house that makes her feel comfortable. I want my kids to have all the things that make them feel loved and comfortable. But at the same time, you know, we have this attachment that we feel like if we want something and we have to pay for it, somehow we're being scammed. Well, then maybe what you're looking for, you don't have any value for it. If you believe that going out to this place and spending your money to get camping equipment or whatever it is you got to buy, you got to, let's say, you know, let's just put a number out there. Let's say it's going to cost an average individual $1,000 to go to this event and survive and do it. The question is what are you getting out of it? Are you going to pay $1,000 to go hang out with a bunch of people who might be taking drugs, listening to EDM music? Or are you paying $1,000 to go out there and find out some truth? And then the question is what's worth more to you? To me, the idea of going to a desert to find out absolute truth, that literally, if I could go out there, storm this place and go, aha, I knew everything that I thought I knew was correct. Now I have proof that it's correct. That's priceless, man. That's what we all want.
What's correct? Here, before we get any further, you had you thought something happened like every month there or something. What were you saying with that?
I'm pretty sure in Roswell, New Mexico, once a year they have like a huge alien fest.
Did you know that at least once a month, 2 to 3 people try to break into Area 51 every month? 2 to 3 people. You know what happens to them?
Yeah, what happens to them?
They get a $500 fine.
Yeah,
and
because
they go on their way.
Yeah, because I mean, really, when it comes down to it, when people say storm it, they can't kill us all. You do understand we have the largest military in the entire world. We have more than just guns.
I don't know, man. China?
No, you're talking soldiers. We have the largest military force in the world. If you're adding up everything we have compared to what everything else has, yes, there are other countries who may have more soldiers, who may have more bombs, who may have more planes. But when you take up all of the stuff we have to kill people around the world, we got more of it than anybody else. And we got more friends who are willing to help us use those things than anybody else in the world. So in my opinion, when people say, well, they can't kill us all, yeah, they can. Maybe the bullets won't get you, but the grenades and mortars and all the other things that they throw at you, those might. And then what do you think is going to happen if you're one of the survivors in this like crowd of 3 million people that just got annihilated? Let's say 3 million people show up. let's say 3 million storm the place, the government kills most of them, and let's say there's 100,000 people left. You think you're ever going to hear anything from those 100,000 people again?
Maybe. I don't think. I think number-wise, I bet you it'll probably be a good day if 1,000 people show up to this thing.
Yeah, you think so?
I'm thinking maybe a couple hundred will actually have enough balls.
What's funny is
And
they
it's
call
going
it
to be locals.
They call it alien stock. That's the same stuff they said about Woodstock. Nobody's going to show up. You'll be lucky to get 1,000.
Woodstock got canceled, the recent one. Anywho.
The new one got canceled?
Yeah.
That's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was starting to head into the Firefest direction.
Oh, yeah.
So they
And that's the
put an
thing. Like,
X-Men to
look,
that.
let's tie that in here, man. Why are we as a culture always looking for a way to come together in some way, share an opinion, and have a fun time with all these people on one topic, but yet when it comes to any topic somebody disagrees with us on, we just want to burn them down? I mean, I'm just saying, like, can't you have the same party? Like, what I would love for this Alien Fest to be would be, let's get 2.5 million people to go who believe, yep, there's definitely aliens in there, and let's get 2.5 billion people who go, yeah, there's nothing in there, and let's get them all to go and see what happens.
There's he's kind of a famous Area 51 guy. His name's Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. I've heard the name.
I think it was like 10 years. He's invested 10 years into going to Area 51
A lot of time.
and doing research.
It's a lot of days.
You know how many alien or UFOs he's seen?
0.
Absolutely 0.
Yeah.
That was in 10 years. And yet there's still a lot of people that think that if they get into Area 51,
They're going to see something.
they're going to see some type of UFO or alien.
Yeah.
And you got a guy here that has spent more research and time on Area 51 than probably really anybody else out there
And never saw a damn
and
thing.
never seen a damn thing.
Well, and that's the thing I would say is, look, if there's really aliens in there, because I don't know. All right, I hope there are. That would be cool. That would be so awesome. But at the same time, if there are aliens in there, do you really think you're ever going to know until they want you to know? I mean, really. I mean, like think about it. We live in a country where we talk about, we've got this big brother staring at all of our iPhones and watching people on their webcams, which, by the way, I just want to add, do you think in the government where they're watching everybody, there is a file just labeled masturbation? You know what I mean? And it just like compiles all the people.
Subcategory, Matthew and I.
Yeah, I got my own file.
Direct
but-
stream.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But no, what I mean is like we live in this state where like we know we're being watched, we know we're doing this, we know we're doing that, and
We're not being watched, Matt. Our government tells us we're not.
exactly, just like they
not
tell
being
us.
watched.
Well, and see now that's the thing. That's why I think people are really hung up on this idea of there has to be aliens because the alien says you're not, or the aliens. So the aliens say you're not being watched. I meant to say governments. Maybe that's just a weird Freudian slip. Who knows? But I mean, it's just like the government says you're not being watched. Trust us, and then we get proof that says we're being watched. So we don't trust them. So when they say there's no aliens, we go bullshit.
Bullshit. I do know before you even get a chance to get into Area 51 and see if there's aliens, you're going to run into some intriguing people. These people have the name Camo Dudes.
Camo dude.
Camo Dudes.
Camo dude.
They actually patrol like 10 miles outside of the perimeter of the base. So by the time you start to see these Camo Dudes in their trucks rolling around, you're still not really anywhere close to the base. You're still about 10 miles out. Now, they're not going to really mess with you. They're going to kind of just spy on you the whole time. Now, if you set foot...
Like your iPhone does.
Correct. If you set foot over any of these... And there's no fencing around Area 51, Matt. There is signs. So
Oh yeah, I've seen tons of the
to
pictures. It's just
someone
signs
who's never been there, could be very easy
to not know you
to
should
not
stop.
know you've crossed over the line because you're not used to terrain. You're trying to drive this thing in the desert, which you've never driven anywhere before. You're not used to the area.
Although
so you're
let's
not
be
really
let's be
paying
honest,
attention.
I doubt there's anybody out there who doesn't know Area 51's around there. So subconsciously they may not know. Yeah, I've crossed the line, but consciously they might not know they've crossed the line. But I think subconsciously they think they might. But go on.
I think the people who know where to not cross are smart ones and
Who've probably
have
been
done their research.
or they've been told don't cross that line.
Or they're just the smart ones out there and they research where they're allowed to go before they go.
Yeah, but sometimes research is trial and error. Sometimes they're like, okay, I know I can go this far, and they stand there and watch, and then a camo dude goes, you got to step back another.
You really got to research this freaking 9 caliber pistol to know that if you shoot yourself in the head, it's going to hurt really bad, or you got to trial and error that shit. You know what I mean?
We are not suggesting that. Please do not trial and error that. That is something that enough people have trialed and errored. We know.
These camo
But
dudes,
yes, I agree.
they they aren't even hired by our government. A lot of people think they're hired by our government. They are not. They are a private contracting company hired by our government.
Which doesn't make it any less creepier.
No, if anything, it makes it a little more weird.
Yeah.
These dudes like to hide their identity too.
It's like Stranger Things where you're like, I'm pretty sure those guys are Russian. Sorry, didn't mean to blow it for anybody.
They could be Russian. They don't want us to know. For some reason, these weirdos, they drive around in these weird white pickup trucks. They spy on you, and they don't want to talk to you. There's plenty of videos online that you can see of people.
It's like 90% of the people on Facebook right
Coming
there you just
across.
described.
There's one video I can think of where this father and daughter was recording, and they went around a curve on a road. Here's said bush. When they get around the curve, here's the white pickup. So they didn't even know the white pickup was there. They're on foot recording. And so, well, shits and giggles, I'm just going to keep walking up towards this truck with the camera rolling and see what happens. Maybe 15 feet, truck just starts backing up. Just bloop. Doesn't want to be on camera, doesn't want to talk. They're not even on the base yet. They're still on public land, and these people did bloop. So public land, they'll spy on you. But if you want to go talk to them, they're running away like a bunch of pussies.
And they go right back to the base, so you can't.
Or they'll just, I mean, the base is like, I think, like
Maybe they're enticing.
68,000 acres. It's something
Maybe it's a
ridiculous.
money-making scheme, and they're trying to entice people to follow them so they can give them the $500 fine once they cross the line. And that's how Area 51 is funded.
Could be, like I
Stop
said.
crossing the line, people, and they won't have enough money for fences anymore. Duh.
There is no fence. It's literally a couple
You're
wooden
right.
stakes and a 5x7 sign that says "Do not enter." I'm a very fond believer that if you go to Area 51 at nighttime and you're not paying attention, you're going over the line. That's how poorly it's marked.
And then all of a sudden, like 3 white trucks.
And then all of a sudden, you're just fucking surrounded by AK-47s, and you're getting told to go on the ground. And here's another cool fact: the camo dudes cannot arrest you. They're gonna hold you
until the cops get
until
there.
the sheriff or county shows up. They can't arrest you.
So do they talk to you then? If like you cross the line,
Absolutely, you cross the line and they're pulling guns. They're definitely. I mean,
and what I want to
Game's
know is
on at that
what does
point.
the sheriff say when he shows up? You know what I mean?
they're
Like,
processing you.
yeah, no, I get that. But
Trespassing.
what does he say?
That's all you get is trespassing.
Okay, so that's what I wondered. So like the
It's a
camo
very
guys
expensive
walk up.
trespassing,
and
a
they're like,
$500 fine, and you get on your way. If you decide to keep coming back with trespassing charges on the same property, I'm sure you'll probably have a little more happen to you.
So then what happens when, let's say, 1,000 people at best show up to this thing and run as fast as they can past the line and just keep going? What do you see happening to these
So on the
1,000 people?
Facebook group, and this will probably go a little more towards you.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the word Naruto?
Oh.
These people are saying that they're gonna Naruto run.
Yes.
If that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's
and
Naruto
none of these
run.
bullets are gonna touch them.
Technically, it's Naruto, but it don't matter.
The image I got as soon as I read that was Matrix. So I guess 1,000 of these people are gonna be running in the desert.
Yeah, no.
just
Okay.
weird slow-mo
So here, let me
stuff.
help you with a visualization. The Naruto run or ninja run from the TV show Naruto is Naruto. I took Japanese, okay? So I like to say things the way they were said, you know.
So did the white
Naruto.
guy at the hibachi grill we just went to. Over
It's
the weekend.
hibachi.
He
It's
clearly did too. He was white, probably in his mid-30s. First thing he says to us when he comes to the table, konnichiwa. No,
really?
dude, you grew up in Fort Wayne.
well, I'm just saying like
I understand
Naruto.
I'm at an authentic restaurant, but you know,
Japanese is a little bit different to where if you don't say it the way it was said, it changes, or it's meant to be said, it changes it because there are very subtle differences between like Naruto and Naruto.
so Mr. Roboto,
Domo.
Mr.
Domo.
Roboto.
Rabato. But no, what I'm saying is the Naruto run is where you put your arms behind you as far as you can, straight behind you,
God, I've seen that.
and you run forward with your head as fast as you can. So that's their idea, is to put their head forward, the part of their body that if it gets shot, It's definitely going down. Put that in front of you and run in a straight line. Now, anybody who's ever, let's say, been in a combat situation or had a tough life and lived in a neighborhood where gunshots are going to go off. Or maybe you've been to a high school lately and you've had to go through one of those what happens when somebody shows up to shoot the schools up. You never, ever run in a straight line. It's easy to shoot somebody when they run in a straight line. You do this like zigzag pattern. Dave Chappelle talks about
I was going to say, Dave Chappelle says it best, man,
Yeah.
when he's talking to his son. His son
Yeah.
goes to school and they have a shooting drill.
Keep your head down.
Man, I hate to tell you, but yeah, I'm famous. You're the son. People probably aren't going to like you. You just, best I could tell you, run in a zigzag pattern.
And keep your head down.
Don't fucking help anybody.
Don't help anybody. Yeah, don't help anybody. Just keep your head down, zigzag pattern, and run as fast as you can. Don't help anybody. And to me, it's like, yeah, you're right. The government probably won't shoot you, but what I'm saying is, you ever seen a riot? I mean, they don't first thing they do, they don't open fire on people. They got smoke bombs and tear gas and water hoses and dogs. Trust me. What are you going to do when you show up to Area 51 and you're going to storm it and there's a bunch of dudes standing right on the line and each one's holding a German Shepherd who's snarling and barking? Trust me, that snarling, barking dog's going to keep you away. You're going to go, you know what? I know exactly what that dog would do to me.
Unless you got some kibbles and bits.
There you go. So there's the second
treats.
thing. If you're showing up, just in case there might be dogs, put steak in your pocket. Just saying.
So our podcast right now is going to be a lot of audio. Here eventually we do have plans on getting some video into the mix for YouTube.
Right now, I'm pointing
So,
at the camera. When
in
it's
the
out there,
meantime,
you'll know.
There is a video that we are going to kind of attach with this podcast. And it is a video...
Here. So our viewers who are watching know, where are you finding this video? What are you typing in to find this video? And what is the title of the video so they know they're looking at the right one?
I would say probably just go into YouTube, type in Life Between, and you're going to see my smiling mug and Matt's smiling mug. Title of the show? Probably going to be somewhere in the concept of storming Area 51. I don't think it's going to have much to do with the fish at the beginning of the podcast. So I would start there, but nothing's going to be quite definite yet. This is all...
Don't listen to
coming
the
right
show
out of my
while eating
rectum.
fish.
Correct. Don't eat fish at all when it comes to third shift lunch.
Yeah.
But right now we're going to attach a video. What this is going to show you is these camo dudes, like I said, they never really want to talk to you. This father and daughter, they like to go to the desert, look around Area 51 quite a bit. In their adventure, they see one of these white pickup trucks at the top of a hill, and it is the camo dudes. Out of nowhere, this camo dude kind of screams at them, and you can't really understand what he's saying, but he's trying to make some type of conversation with these people.
It's like when you're trying to spy on somebody's conversation from the other room and all you can hear is...
Right, and then you try to be a part of it from 100 feet away. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, knock it off, camo dudes.
These
and
people
you.
actually had a bullhorn, too, with them. So they grab their bullhorn, and they try to talk back to this guy. He screams a little something back that's still kind of hard to understand, but then he gives the old hand wave. Yeah. come
So
hang
for
out with me.
anybody out there who happens to find this video and watches it, which there'll be a link to it there, if you have expertise in like audio engineering and you can try to decipher what this guy's yelling to them before he's giving the hand signals, do it, man. Let us know. Let's talk about it.
And the video is from the Explore With Us channel, so all the credit will be going towards them. Obviously, it's their video. We didn't have anything to do with the filming of it.
Me and Corey have never been to Area 51. In fact, I've never been farther than Iowa as it comes to going west.
Kevin Costner,
What about Kevin Costner? I love Kevin Costner.
Iowa.
Does Kevin Costner live in Iowa? I used to live where Kevin Costner lived, and I didn't know
Is
it.
there a baseball field in the backyard?
Field of dreams.
Boom. Anywho,
If you build it, they will come on it.
Matt Slow. This camo dude decides to talk to them. It's all very hard to understand. Really, the gist of it is he tries to get them to come towards the truck. This is still on public land. They are not on Area 51. These two people, the father and daughter, made the correct decision, in my opinion.
that.
And it was to not approach the camo guy who has never spoken to anybody and now all of a sudden wanted to speak to these people.
So let's get viewers in on this. Let's just ask a question here before we continue. If it was you and scary camo guy next to white truck said, "Hey, come here," you going over there?
Yeah, are you
You
gonna
want
go?
the truth. You want the
Comment.
truth, right? You want to know what's in there. Maybe he's going to take you in there. Maybe he's going to say, "Hey, you want to have some coffee with ET?"
And then when you're there, and it's might be the only video at the time. Hopefully there'll be a few more. Smash the like, subscribe.
Yeah.
We would appreciate that. Same thing with the
Share
the
it.
Explore with Us. If you can find their direct link and you see it, like their page too. They're a great channel. I watch a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, I do too. It is a great channel. Share this with your friends too. Like buttons and shares are great, but if me and Corey talk about something that you find interesting, go talk to other people about it. Come here and talk to us about it. Comment us. Both of us are on Facebook. You can find our Life Between podcast page at Life Between Podcast on Facebook. You can message me and Corey. We love to interact with people. We love to talk to people. Corey doesn't like crazy people, so if you're crazy, come talk to me. If you're normal and sane, Corey's the guy you want. Just tell people about it. Talk about it. Share it. We don't care. Tell everybody. Everything that we're saying here is not our opinion. It's everybody's opinion. These are just the perspective of two of the opinions that you already have inside of you and you think about on a daily basis.
I think my mentality, now that I keep thinking about the Dave Chappelle stand-up, I think the nail for me, hitting the nail on the head, I would put me in the category as the victim blamer. Totally.
Oh yeah, I will totally agree. Corey will always say that if something bad happened to you,
Yeah, what'd you do to fucking deserve it?
what'd you do to deserve it?
Yeah,
Always.
you had to have done something.
And I agree with Corey. I believe that we ourselves put ourselves in those situations. I just don't put blame on anybody. I think that whether you're the victim or you're the perpetrator, there's no blame. It's a situation.
There's always blame. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of fish coming back to haunt me, and I'm blaming the smell on Matt.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be. Matt's the victim.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
blaming him.
No, what I mean is like, yes, obviously in black and white terms, if I walk up and I punch Corey in the face, I'm the attacker, he's the victim. I did something bad to him. But I think when we start looking at the reason why I punched him, we start to understand that I'm not the bad guy, I'm not the attacker, and he's not the victim. It's the things that we've experienced in our life. It's the triggers, if you will, that we have caused by pain and ridicule and all the things we don't like that cause us to act out and become the attacker. But I think also it's what leads us to being the victim. For example, I know, I'll speak real personally. My mom hated alcohol. She couldn't stand people who were alcoholics. She didn't mind having a drink every now and then. She didn't care if you had a drink every now and then. But if you're the kind of person that has to get so drunk that like you fall asleep and piss your own bed or beat your wife or do any of the things that like drunk people do that we don't like, my mom had no patience for it. My mom married, I think, 3 drunks until she finally realized, you know what? I don't need to fix these people. And every time she felt like a victim, she was a victim because she put herself in the role of victim. And I think that's what we all do. I think that's what we like to do. I think that's why we like to say the government scares us and aliens are being hidden from us, because we want to feel like a victim, because there are reasons, there are causes, there are, my iPhone's staring at me and there are guys in white trucks who won't talk to me and tell me what I want to know. That's what it scares us. It's terrifying. The very notion of it is terrifying.
I don't know if it would, I don't know. We're just taught a lot of fake shit.
Yeah. We
Always
need to
believe the
we need to
government.
unlearn a lot of that fake shit.
Always be a bootlicker.
Yeah.
Always do what the cops tell you.
Yeah. See, and I think it comes down to the fact that like when if we just boil down let's just take the 2 words. Let's take good and evil. When we try to boil down what good is, it's really easy to point out all the things that are obviously good. And when we try to say what evil is, it's really good to boil it down and to point out the things that are really evil. Nobody's disagreeing with that. Killing people, for just walking up and shooting somebody, yeah, that's absolutely evil. But then we can easily say, let's say there's a guy who breaks into my house, he has a gun, he's going to shoot my children and kill my wife, and I kill him. Well, I just killed somebody. I shot him right in the face, no hesitation. Did I still do evil? Now, it's easy to say yes. It's easy to say no. And those are the things that we need to start looking at, I think, as a society. And when we have an issue like Area 51, we need to look at what is it about Area 51 that we're really trying to figure out? What is it about ourselves that we're trying to figure out? And yeah, like at what point did being good mean you couldn't be rebellious? Sometimes rebellion's good. I think of segregation. You know what I mean? Segregation was good. It was normal. Yet the rebels are the one who changed it, and now we easily call it bad. So that's the mentality I have.
This is basically a lot of the different views that we're going to kind of have when it comes to our podcast. I do know some of the subject matter that we're going to be talking about in the future. I know me and Matt have plans to get into one of these new sensory deprivation tanks.
I can't wait.
Do know that we also have plans for some retro video gaming compared to modern video gaming, where I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Matt's children will be making an appearance.
Yes, for those who like to watch and hear videos of children being children and having fun and telling people their infinite child wisdom, that we all go, why don't I think like that? My kids are going to be on. They're super stoked. And they've already told me, Corey, just so you know, we have no creative control over that entire segment. So the way that they see the episode going is, yeah, we're going to sit down and we're going to play their favorite video games, and they're going to tell us why we should enjoy it. And then we're going to sit them down and they're going to play our favorite retro video games, and we're going to tell them why they should love it and enjoy it. And at the end, we're going to just have fun. So that's going to be a really fun episode. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not lying.
There's probably going to be some wrestling in the mix at some point. I do like my wrestling, always have. I know Matt's kind of a big wrestling fan as well.
And for all those who think wrestling is just for children, me and Corey have no problem being full-grown children. Yes, we know wrestling is not real. The Undertaker is not really dead. I was disappointed when I found that out.
He's still alive.
He's
Yes,
still
he is absolutely
alive.
still wrestling in
Yeah.
his middle 50s.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, me and Corey, I think that's something where, like I said, me and Corey don't agree on almost everything. And that's fine. I love the guy to death. I don't want him to think like me. I think it's beautiful the way he thinks. But it's fun when me and him come together on something. And it's always the silly stuff, something like wrestling. It's not the fact that we enjoy and believe that wrestling is real. We enjoy the art form of people trying to sell a story of good versus evil week after week after week, and develop those characters and what it means to be the good guy or the bad guy.
And then one thing that we're going to do, which I think is going to be real fun, we're going to at least once a month going to try to showcase local band, national band, some type of music.
International band. I
International
love music from other countries, man. So here, let's put this challenge up. If you're in a band, if you're in a local band here in Fort Wayne, which is where we're at, if you're a local band here in Indiana, if you're a local band in whatever state you're in, if you are a national coast-to-coast band, if you travel the world, if you are a band that wants people to listen to your music,
Get a hold of us.
get a hold of us.
Same thing if you got a product or an idea that you want a platform to kind of speak on,
A topic.
get a hold of us. A topic we can interview.
Yeah, we
Get your
want.
message out there.
Here's the
It's going
thing.
to help both of us.
Here's the thing that I think me and Corey want most. Like, me and Corey have totally different directions and goals and ideas of what I know what I'm going to get from this show. He knows what he's going to get from this show. But the one thing that me and him both want from this show more than anything else is you, the viewer, to not be afraid to interact. We don't know all. We are experts in everything and nothing, if you will. We do our research on things. Some things we don't have to do research on because we've already researched it in our lifetimes. And we talk about them as if we know what we're talking about, because it doesn't matter what you know or think to me. It matters to you. So don't be afraid to interact with this show. If you don't like something I say, you don't like something Corey says, tell us why. And let's talk about it, man. It's okay. It's all right. I don't mind being told I'm a fool. I don't mind being told I'm being a jerk. I don't mind. What I want you to do is feel like you can tell me those things, and then we can start a dialogue, and we can just be friends, whatever that looks like.
Matt just wants friends, people.
Yeah.
Matt just wants friends.
I just want friends. I just want family, to be honest with you. I want to live in a world where, my favorite show in the whole wide world, I'll admit it, and makes me old, is Cheers. And I love the concept of Cheers. I love everything about Cheers, and my favorite part about Cheers is the theme song. We all want to go where somebody knows our name, where everybody knows our name, where we all see the problems are the same and people are all the same. We just want to live in a world that's exactly like Cheers.
I just want a toupee like Ted Danson or whatever his fucking name was.
I don't know if he wore the toupee back then. I think that's a new
Oh, yeah.
thing.
He wore a toupee.
He was really bald back then?
Oh, yes.
Man, that's
Very
hilarious. All right, real quick before we segue into the next part of this, I'm going to say my favorite Cheers character, and Corey's going to say his, and then everybody comment on who their favorite Cheers character is. And if you don't have one, make one up. It doesn't matter. A lot of people don't know what the show is. But my favorite Cheers character, hands down, Norm Who doesn't love Norm? Everybody wants to be Norm. You want to be that guy who wherever you go, you walk in the room and they go, Norm, or girl. I'm not trying to segregate this. Everybody wants to be Norm or Normette. You know, I want to be Norm.
I'm picking Woody.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I'm actually
Woody.
a little jealous
How
of
can you
your
go wrong
pick.
with Woody?
Yeah.
But how about the fact that his name is Woody Harrelson and his character in the show is named Woody?
Yeah.
Hey, you can't go wrong. Fuck, I love Toy Story.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. What's funny is a lot of people from Cheers actually do voices in Toy Story.
John Ratzenberger, huge name. I believe he is the
pig.
the Pixar king.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he plays numerous roles in like every single Pixar movie. That guy is unbelievable.
All right, so let's talk about the next thing. All right, let's get real. We talked about Area 51. We talked about what it means.
If you get into Area 51, folks,
Send us pictures.
what do the aliens look like?
Yeah, send it. We want to know. Is it Spielberg's version
There's
of?
going to be like a few more pictures for you too coming up whenever you decide to, click over onto YouTube for us. Is there grays?
Yeah, are they grays?
Are they going to look like ET? I
hope
think
they
it
look
would be
like ET.
cool if they look like ET, and
see-
they're friendly like ET.
I do too.
I
Plus,
want a little buddy to ride on the front of my bike with me and eat my Reese's Pieces without asking me first.
look, I get it. We all have cell phones, and I have a flashlight in my pocket, and I can just take it out and use it to shine in the dark.
Flashlight or flashlight?
Flashlight.
Okay.
Flashlight. But imagine how useful ET would be in all the dark places with that little glowy finger.
Yeah, absolutely. Or do these aliens, when they see you, is it going to be your classic? Is it Mars Attacks?
Yeah, what do
Is
they
it
look
Jack
like?
Nicholson?
I don't think that I honestly don't think it matters what aliens look like to everyone. I think it matters what aliens look like to the individual. And to me, I see aliens as creatures who are formless and are shapeshifter kind of creatures. I mean, because think about it. That's what we want. When I think about being an advanced species, I mean, sure, I could be a robot. That'd be all right. That'd be cool. But my advanced species would be a species that is so in tune with itself, its spirit, its energy, that the outside doesn't matter. So if it wanted to look like ET, it looks like ET. If it wants to be a gray, it wants to be a gray. How cool would that be to wake up and look however you wanted in every moment? Let's say you go somewhere and you go, man, my hair looks like crap. New hair, just like that.
I think that kind of falls on my opinion with it, too. I don't think... If I storm Area 51 and I get in,
It's going to be filled with Corys. Just all working.
I'm not gonna see any grays. I'm not gonna see big eyeball freaks. I am a fond believer that the first thing you're gonna see is a bunch of lazy assholes laying around that work for the government, working on technology, if you will.
I mean, that's what the B-52 bomber was.
I don't think you're gonna come across some being. I really don't.
They're in the
fact,
basement.
my opinion of an alien, which for some reason people have always taken the word alien and just assumed it to be what you would see in the movies. If you Webster
words
that
do that to people.
If you Webster that shit, an alien really is anything that doesn't belong, if you will. So to me,
Boom. That's some knowledge.
to
Anything
me,
that
an
doesn't
alien,
belong. It's just that's powerful, man. Apply that to
it's
so much.
another person on a different planet that we're never going to be able to visit. We're never going to be able to see them. They look just like you and I. I do not believe that they're walking around with us. I don't think they're here.
And I think if
I
even
really
if
don't.
they were,
our technology would go pa-boom.
I think I disagree. I think if they are out there, I think they're here. I think they're inside of us. I think deep down we're the aliens and we just don't want to admit it. We're the thing that doesn't belong. It's us.
We could have come from a different planet, and I mean, I'm only 34 years old. I couldn't tell you where I was 200 years ago, if you're going down that route.
Right where you are.
Right where I am, I was sitting in this horrible basement.
It just wasn't a basement yet. It was like a beautiful field. Like imagine that. Like 200 years ago, you were a Native American sitting in an Indiana forest hunting for squirrels or deers or something, and now you're in the same Indiana forest that has been torn down. Your house has been built upon, and you're sitting here having the same conversation with the same other guy about, you think aliens are real?
Except 10 years ago, there was literally chickens shitting in my basement.
That's not a good
At
place
least
to let
from
your
what I've been told, which seems odd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's why we come here. We chose to speak in Corey's basement because, we can't afford to go anywhere else, and it worked, and that meant cleaning up some chicken shit in order to get
Cleaning
here.
up some chicken shit, found a turd under the carpet.
Yeah, it was
Don't know
gross.
how it got there. It was under the carpet. So clearly some lazy shithead decided to lay carpet over a piece of poop.
They probably worked for the government.
And I don't think that chicken ate fish. It was just regular poop. So that's our show. That's what's going to happen if you go to Area 51, September 20.
And
if
this
you
is
do
what's
it, good
gonna
luck.
Yeah, and this is what's gonna happen every time you tune into our show. It's just gonna be a lot of fun, just a lot of talking about nothing and then talking about everything.
Yeah,
we're gonna
we are not topic based. There will be a different topic every time. We are not one of your podcasts that are talking about the same thing every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's boring. I mean, and I don't mean to knock anybody else's podcast. I love everybody's podcast. If you got a podcast where you talk about one thing and one thing only, keep doing that, man. Keep talking about that one thing. This podcast is different. Ours works different. We talk about everything and everything in between. That is life. In between.
Couldn't say it any better.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
All right, folks. Till next time.
Thanks for tuning in. You're all beautiful. Keep it up.
Peace.
Damn.
Thank you for listening to the Life Between podcast. Be sure to tune in next time for more entertaining fun with your hosts, Corey Martin and Matt Mana. You're listening to the MC Basement Network.